Hey, what's up guys? It's Darkrobin here, and we're going to be discussing why I love tanks so much. And this is a little gameplay footage for you. A few minutes of tank driving followed by a little engi work as well. So I spend a lot of hours in tanks, about 3,600 kills right now, so that's quite a lot of time. And on these Conquest large maps, having a good tank driver can make the difference between your team winning and losing. Kind of like if you have a really good pilot. So, for instance, if I get one of the clan members, his name's Frozen, on my team as the jet pilot, I can pretty much hold the entire ground by myself. There's no issue. I tend to run in a circle from Bravo Point to Echo, maybe Alpha, but it's a little far, and then I'll go the Charlie Road, away from the trees if possible, because it's very easy to get C4'd on this map if you're not careful. I do think that tanks aren't underpowered. I know a lot of people will have a problem and they think that, oh well, my tank's not on paper, the jet's taken down very fast, which is true. And that's why I think it's important to have solid air support and to know when you've lost. You know, if you have two jets bearing down on you, a good jet pilot can take you down to 30% in one solid run. So then it's alright, well, time to bail out of the tank and maybe find something else to do. So this is Caspian Border. I'm on Echo Point, and I just whiff pretty bad on that guy, but I get a reprieve, so. And I'm running the same setup that I always do. I run Canister, Reactive Armor, and IR Smoke. Something I want to mention about IR Smoke, I actually have it bound to my mouse. I use a Cyborg, the Rat7 gaming mouse, the wired one. There's a Rat9 that's wireless, but it's more expensive for just not having a wire. Doesn't make too much sense to me. So that helps you from not having to hit X on your left hand when you're driving around, which is the default key for countermeasures. So by binding it to one of my mouse buttons, I don't have that issue. I can get it off very quickly, which is an advantage, especially if you have to use your other hand to move and shoot. As you can see, I never really go into the trees because there's a support guy right there, and I can't shoot him. And I guarantee you, he has C4, and he's just waiting for me to come down into that heavily shaded area and just blow the hell out of me. And I would not appreciate that very much. So back to the perks. My squad's decided to pick Squad Rush across the board for some reason. So I'm not with any clanmates right now, which is unfortunate because it would have helped out a lot. It's just me. But there's really no reason to run guided unless you have a lot of SOFLAMs up. If you only have one, with ECM the way it is now, a good person's gonna get out of it. A good tank driver is gonna win because you're wasting your time trying to lock in on your guided when he can maybe get 2 shots into you during that time. If you manage to get it off, yes, it's incredibly potent, and it usually will take down a tank in one guided and then one main gun shell. You shouldn't have a problem with that. Let's talk about Canister a little bit. This stuff is an absolute beast. You can usually nail guys from 200 meters away, as long as you aim like a little bit above their head. I'm not sure if I get a good one around here. I'm about to get into a little bit of a scuffle with this chopper pilot, who is smart, flying just above the range of my canister, so I can't really get a good shot off on him. I still managed to get one, and then one of his tank buddies, comes rolling in, so I gotta back it up really quickly and attempt to win this fight and not die. I think I'm on like an 11-0 tear at this point, and I end up dying right here, but not before throwing a nice RPG right into the ass of this guy, so that's always a good time. As far as my engi kit, I always run the M4A1 on a map like this. I have been liking the MTAR a lot, especially suppressed. Suppression is still huge again. A lot of people are looking at their mini-map. So if you stay invisible on a map like this, you can really surprise the whole team while they're confused about where everybody else is. But the M4A1 for me is still the go-to engi gun. It's the best thing available. If you're talking range, you might want to go to the AK-74U. That's a very good gun. Shoots a little slower. Close quarters, you're not going to do too well on it. But as an all-around gun, M4A1 I would suggest across the board. And if you want to learn how to handle a recoil of a gun, pick up the MTAR, play around with it. It's like the AEK of the engi world, I feel. You'll burn through bullets, but as long as you can properly burst fire, you're not going to have a problem with that. I make a mistake here of going up into the A rocks, which I never do because you're so exposed and people can see you everywhere. Although I do get a pretty good magnum shot here in a minute. Yeah, there we go. Not paying attention to what's going on, and I promptly get dropped by somebody, I think. Either way, this is way too exposed of the point. I don't like it. I don't like being here, especially with no teammates. They're probably off, waiting for the chopper to spawn, or whatever it is those slow ones are doing. While we're on a point, let's discuss how worthless this point is. It's so far from everything else. You can easily win the game by holding B, C, D, and Echo, which you can get to pretty quickly. It's a pretty easy gimme for the other team that I'm just going to allow them to have. It's not worth it. Anyway, I hope you guys have found my video somewhat informative. There's a good amount of stuff to come. I'm trying to get more footage. I'm working on doing a better job with my actual video editing. I could use a little bit of practice in there. And because of that, I appreciate everybody's patience in dealing with me and my mediocre videos. There'll be some more stuff, so have a good time, you guys. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section below. Later. Oh, and I wanted to mention that my RMA headset will be coming back to me on Tuesday, so I will no longer sound like I'm talking from the inside of a fishbowl, which I'm sure everyone would appreciate. Alright, thanks guys.